Hive was established in 2015. As each SaaS, it's been advancing from that point onward, and Hive Group works each day on the product's development. Hive is worked by the clients, for the clients, and it's being improved dependent on client criticism and their requirements. This group will likely improve work environment usefulness for organizations, everything being equal, and sizes. Hive is an undertaking the board and cooperation programming for anyone who needs a brought-together work process, the executives framework that can assist them with working and comprehend their group and various cycles that are an indispensable piece of organization's action. The product has two valuing plans. Professional plan, $12 per client each month, charged every year or month to month. However, on the off chance that you pick a month-to-month plan, you pay $16 per client each month. This arrangement accompanies the most fundamental highlights: limitless ventures and messages, standard incorporations, work area, and versatile applications, demand structures, time following, organization landing page, activity formats, information sent out. Enterprise plan, accessible on demand, charged every year. You get every one of the highlights of expert and rollout support, custom combinations, Hive investigation, Hive examination redesigns, outside clients, admittance to Hive API, accessibility for on-premise establishment. How to utilize Hive. In case you're comfortable with programming like Asana, Basecamp or Trello, you'll see it's simple to utilize Hive. In any case, we should perceive what Hive looks like, what it offers, and how you can manage every one of the highlights. Beginning. Setting up the record is in every case simple and appears to be identical for each product. In Hive, there are 8 stages you need to go through. 1. In Hive, you can sign in with Google, Slack, or in the customary path by giving your first and last name, telephone, email, and secret word. 2. Then, at that point, you make a workspace and add the name of your association and its size, 110, 11, 100, 100 plus. 3. The following stage is to add model tasks. You can look over content calendar, new recruit onboarding, product guide, agile turn of events, strategic arrangement, and client project. You can, obviously, pick as numerous as you need. However, I believe it's ideal to begin from a couple of alternatives to become more acquainted with Hive well. 4. From that point forward, you can pick how you'd prefer to message your group. You can utilize Hive Informing or the application you and your group are as of now utilizing. 5. Make your first task. 6. Compose 3 activities that will be added to your task. 7. Welcome your partners, or do it later. 8. Interface your document stock by link to Hive, Google Drive, Box, Dropbox or OneDrive, or you can do it later. Presently your record is prepared. You can uninhibitedly utilize Hive. Getting Hive. From the start, Hive may appear to be somewhat muddled with every one of the windows, tabs, and subtleties. However, to make it simpler, Hive furnishes you with a guided agenda, Hive Authority, to assist you with seeing how everything functions. You can follow the agenda toward the beginning of utilizing Hive or do it all the while. The things will scratch off the rundown automatically. Let's attention on the fundamental view. From this level, you can get to everything, which is especially useful in the event that you don't care for exchanging between every one of the tabs and windows. There are 5 joint segments. 1. Informing panel, admittance to bunch discussions or direct messages. 2. Informing board, for a discussion with a chose bunch. 3. Venture panel, the outline of the relative multitude of undertakings. 4. Your board, here you can see the undertaking or synopsis C that you have picked. You can likewise look at your My Activities list that shows every one of the activities that are relegated to you. 5. Top panel. All that makes Hive a minimal venture, the executive's programming. You approach all in only one spot without the require of exchanging between a wide range of levels, all things considered in the greater part of the devices of this type. So that is the overall outline of Hive. It's indispensable that you comprehend it to have the option to utilize the product to its fullest. Now, how about we go through every one of the 5 segments? 1. Informing panel. This board is the place where you can get to everything identifying with informing. It's truly simple being used and resembles an improved-on variant of Slack's board with every one of the gatherings and colleagues. This is what you can do in the messaging panel. Set your status. Create new gatherings. Access all colleagues. Invite new colleagues by means of email. You can likewise send an email greeting to gatherings and additionally projects. 2. Informing board. Informing board is associated with messaging panel. You can keep it apparent or shroud it to have more space for project panel. 3. And your board. 4. This board shows the private or gathering discussion you select. Additionally to Slack, you can add responses to messages, share records and welcome individuals. You can likewise turn notices on, off, alter, and erase bunch. Be that as it may, the genuine fun is the capacity to transform part of your discussion into an undertaking with a simplified component. Informing board and messaging panel are straightforward and natural, and they help to keep up compelling correspondence. 3. Undertaking panel. Presently here's the place where all the huge stuff occurs. This board gives you a nitty-gritty knowledge into all activities and assignments. While having the option to get to everything from one level is extraordinary, from the outset I discover it very hard to explore through this board in Hive. There are such countless subtleties that I don't have the foggiest idea what to begin from. But we should attempt to investigate it bit by bit. My recommendation is to shroud the messaging board and spotlight just on the project panel to improve outline of the relative multitude of ventures, undertakings, and features. There are 4 segments with various kinds of activities which sort each task dependent on its stage. 1. Presently, current task. 2. Future, NAT tasks. 3. Finished. 4. Allocated by me, projects which you can delegate to others. To each project, you can add as numerous undertakings, activities, as you need. Moreover, assignments have numerous reasonable sub-features. Description. Sub-actions. Date. Status. Type of format. Comments. Adding records. Marking task as private, to the trustees. Marking errands as pressing. Marking errands as achievement. Adding emoticons. Copying activities. Copying activities. Sharing activities by means of connection or in visit, printing, resting, and chronicling. Following activities. These highlights help to assume responsibility for everything about task and ensure there are no errors. Besides, in project panel over the rundown of undertakings, there are 4 symbols. The first is the list C, which is the fundamental perspective on the rundown of course with every one of your undertakings. The subsequent one is the Kanban C. Also, the Kanban C permits you to diagram your tasks in the manners as you need. It can either be really nitty-gritty with numerous stages or as basic as a few stages. You can shuffle everything as you need. In the Kanban C, you can channel the activities by time classification, today, this week, this month, overdue, no due date or none. The third symbol is separating activities by time class. What's more, in the final remaining one, you can sort activities by due date, need, and last refreshed, bunch by venture or none, and fair to PNG. What should be done? Area is a quick method of adding another action. To summarize, project panel is the main piece of Hive project, the board programming. It's the primary dashboard for all exercises of your group where you can see everything initially. 4. Your board. This board has 3 significant parts. They are noticeable on the white bar over the project panel. The initial segment is Project Navigator, where you can undoubtedly get to every one of your tasks. There are 4 classifications of projects: active projects, archived projects, summary perspectives, templates. In Project Navigator, You have a rundown of undertakings with their names and colleagues who partake in the tasks. You can likewise add individuals to projects, add new task, and stick or unfasten it from the bar. New venture can be made without any preparation, or you can duplicate it from the current formats. Adding new venture has 3 stages. 1. Picking project name, its tone, dates, names, portrayal, connections, parent activities, and stages. 2. Set security, private, for explicit individuals, for everybody in a group, or disclose it to the whole association. 3. Pick project format. This can be changed later: status view, team view, calendar, label view, Gantt view, table view. Outline sees area permits you to see activities from more than one venture at a similar time. The next piece of project panel is My Activities. It shows every one of your ventures, which I portrayed to some extent for Undertaking panel. Next to My Activities, you have every one of your tasks. You can rapidly discover them by their names and tones and add new ones. It's worth to investigate this part. Note that in the event that you unfastened your venture from the bar, you will not have the option to see or access it here. And so by getting to the undertaking from this space, you can see every little thing about it, including every one of the recently referenced highlights. You can likewise make custom fields as you need. 5. Top panel. I chose to begin assessing Hive from going through every one of the boards bit by bit. I additionally chose to follow their Getting Started area in Hive Help. But I don't suggest doing as such, as it got me more befuddled. What I suggest beginning from is really the top panel. That is on the grounds that it will make it simpler for you to gain proficiency with some basics. So we should perceive any reason why I believe it's a superior plan to start your excursion with Hive with this panel. First of all, in the event that you need any assistance, there's the unavoidable issue blemish on the right top where you can discover answers to your inquiries concerning the product, tips and tricks. Then, you can get to the most fundamental settings. My Profile. You can refresh information about you, change secret phrase, set warnings, and deactivate your record. Workspace. Deal with every one of the highlights of your workspace, including appearance, colleagues, marks or formats. Adding activities. Import undertakings from Trello, Asana, Basecamp or import CSV document. Enable applications, for instance, time following, resourcing, structures. Analytics, which gives you itemized knowledge into your group's presentation like efficiency, projects finished, and so forth. It tends to be downloaded as a PDF document or printed. Sign up for a membership. There's additionally Documents board where you can see every one of the most recent records from your record stockpiling. That is helpful in the event that you utilize Virtual Drive. For warnings, there's a chime symbol so you can be certain you're generally in the know regarding all tasks. The following 2 things permit you to welcome colleagues and add new activity for your group. Top board is likewise where the time tracker is found so you can perceive how long you're spending on undertakings. How might Hive help your business? Use cases. Hive can generously help any sort of business. The level to which the product will affect work relies upon the kind of your business, how long you've been working it and what's its degree of advancement, number of representatives, and numerous other factors. If you have a group that needs a bound-together framework for overseeing undertakings and activities, here are a few models how Hive can help your business. If you're a startup or a private venture which has quite recently entered the market, the start of your business excursion might be simple. In any case, with time, you'll recruit an ever-increasing number of individuals. Being associated with every one of them will turn out to be more troublesome, similar to all not ready to follow each other's work progress. With Hive, you can undoubtedly make concentrated arrangement of correspondence and joint effort where everybody can perceive what's going on in the association, stay refreshed with the most recent changes, and change their work to what exactly is occurring near. There are numerous extraordinary applications pointed toward upgrading work. However, utilizing various apparatuses for correspondence, cooperation, errand, and undertaking the board can be testing. Hive empowers you to have everything in one place and supplant numerous applications with one because of its point-by-point highlights. Hive is an astounding answer for groups who work on complex activities partitioned into numerous undertakings. With every one of the highlights Hive offers, you can rapidly put together every activity and trade various inclinations to it. Trustee, date, spending plan, add documents, and so on. Also, you can envision projects on account of various tasks formats, Kanban, Gantt outline, calendar, and others. Incorporations empower you to associate the product to different apparatuses for a superior encounter. You can easily robotize work for your whole team. And in case you're a devotee of adaptability, utilize portable application to get to Hive from any spot on the planet. Last considerations. By and large, the 5 boards make a brought-together framework which permits you to screen your collaboration in one spot without the need of exchanging between various applications. Hive is an exceptionally consolidated undertaking. The board and joint effort programming which permits you to get to all the data about your group and their work conveniently. Hive assists with mechanizing work and advanced cycles identified with correspondence and cooperation, assignment and venture management. If you consider the big picture, Hive truly is a hive where every one of the industrious workers meet to examine their responsibilities, investigate the advancement of work and add to the making of something significant. Hive is the place where work occurs. Contrasted with other venture the executives programming, Hive looks great. It's inventive and extravagant software. It may be not difficult to get befuddled toward the start with every one of the components, tabs, windows, assignments. What's more, the more profound you plunge into Hive, the more functionalities you find. It's a decent method to play with the instrument before you and your group completely carry out it. Make test tasks and perceive how everything functions. My initial thought subsequent to pursuing Hive was fairly negative, and it appeared to be that there are an excessive number of components. To completely find all that Hive offers, I suggest going through their help area. Not all things are clear just after you begin utilizing the application. Furthermore, that is a disadvantage which I found very genuine. As a client, I am searching for a natural instrument. Furthermore, approaching all parts in a single spot is something fabulous which makes work a lot simpler. In any case, I have the inclination that Hive makers are making a decent attempt to incorporate every one of the potential highlights without re-evaluating what it would mean for client experience. For that reason I thought that it was trying to cover every one of the main parts of Hive. I actually feel that Hive holds a ton of mysteries for me to find. Be that as it may, then again, perhaps it really is great. By the by, subsequent to breaking down Hive, I can genuinely say that it merits attempting. It truly is across the board project the executives and joint effort programming. Likewise, it's not reasonable for a solitary client. It's ideal to utilize it collectively to utilize every one of the potential outcomes it offers. To give you the last outline, here are the main highlights. Unlimited projects. Flexibility in changing undertakings. Customizable highlights. Time following. Different formats. Native informing, you don't need to get it as an additional component. Analytics and answering to gauge efficiency of your group. Desktop and portable application. Integrations. Importing errands from other undertaking the executives programming.